When was the last time you asked yourself, what's next for me? What's next in life? What do I want? What do I need? If it's been a long time, today's video is for you. Happy Monday. I hope that you were healthy, happy, and in good spirits. I'm here to put a little bit of mojo into your Monday. I am Coach Latasha, certified self-revival and master spirit coach. I empower survivors of domestic abuse and sex trauma by teaching you how to get out of survival mode and step into your free, self-led, self-directed, sovereign life with confidence and authority. So it's so easy to get into a hopeless mind state when enduring or after an abusive relationship. Somebody needs to hear this because my throat is starting to feel a little bit funny. This may be triggering for someone. There are people around you who don't want you to get this message, but we gonna get it out today. After enduring an abusive relationship, a toxic cycle, a cycle where your power is diminished and handed over to someone else, it's very easy to get into a mindset of not having any goals or foresight. Your experiences have allowed you to make your world small and optionless. And I'm here to let you know that that's not true. So today we're going to explore some possibilities, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to achieve, how to get to those next steps that you want in life, okay? But it's very important for you to be able to even vision it, for you to even know that it's a possibility. What do you want? What's next for you in life? What does this next stage in life look like without you bending over backwards for everyone else, without you considering someone else's needs first, without you putting what you want to do to the side, your feelings aside, playing small, acting comfortable when you're not? I want you to really take a few moments and ask yourself that. What do you want? What do you need? What's next? Because the possibilities are endless. Okay? We live in a world where everyone tries to tell us what to do. We are abused not only in our childhood, we are abused in relationships. Some of us, we are abused by our government. We are abused by these non-paying jobs. So everywhere we go in life, we are asked to perform at a higher level with getting little in return. That takes deep untraining, okay? I want you to really realize how many aspects of our lives that we really walk through, making ourselves small, making ourselves the weaker one, making ourselves the less important one, putting someone else's needs and bottom line on a pedestal above our own and ours on the back burner. We really have to be able to envision some awesome possibilities. I really want to put emphasis on being able to be free with the possibilities. What do you want? If there was no limit, okay, if you weren't looking at your circumstances today, if you had all the money that there was available, if you had all the time in the world, what would your desires be? Allow yourself to think without a limited mindset, okay? Now, how are we going to achieve these things? If it seems impossible, and if I don't have the time and I don't have the finances, how am I going to achieve this? Anything is possible. First, it starts with the belief. Number two, assess the goal. Think about the goal. Think about the goal, not just short term, but long term. Okay? Just depending on what it is that you want, what it is that you're trying to reach. Assess the goal. What is it going to take for you to get there? What are the steps? Are there going to be stages? Are there going to be little things that you need to knock off and then knock off some larger challenges? How much stamina is it going to take you? How long is it going to take you? Are you bothered by that? Really assess the goal. Look at it. Look at what it is that you're trying to do. Be realistic with it so that we can get into the next step, the next phase of this process. Oh, and you're also, before we go into that, we're also going to look at the roadblocks. What are some of the stumbling blocks? What are some of the conflicts or the issues that you may have along the way that you may have to plan for or reevaluate around, or things that may slow you down on this process, not stop you, but slow you down. Next, you have to give yourself action steps with timelines. I believe in writing it down, having a calendar, having an accountability partner, having a coach or a mentor, having a friend, a text buddy, somebody that you have a relationship with that you trust, that you can share some of this good news with. Because when you're in the midst of this type of transition and what's next, it can often be lonely and isolated. And that's because not everyone needs to know, first and foremost. Have an accountability partner and write down the steps. It's sort of like a checklist. When you can really see all the steps that you need to take about something in front of you, it really gives you the power to be able to be like, okay, I checked this off. Now all I have to do is this. You can really see the plan in motion. And when you start to check off those things off your to-do list, there's a sense of accomplishment. And keeping yourself bound to time with an accountability partner keeps you from being stagnant. It makes sure that you're putting one foot in front of the other. It gives you someone to celebrate with. It gives you something to look forward to. And it's really a good feeling. Okay. And I'm talking about whether it's big or the small steps in the goal. All of it is a step forward. All of it is worthy of celebration. And the third step. Now, this may be the hardest one because this is indefinite. Okay. It's about what you want. It's about how bad you want it. It's about doing all those things, evaluating the goal. What's going to get in your way? How can I plan this out? What's the timeline looking like? And then after you've done all that, reevaluate and reassert. Reevaluate. What were the good things that you learned? What worked for you during this process? What didn't work? Okay, so you had a delay, you had a setback. All right, so how are we going to handle this moving forward? That's what I mean by reevaluate and reassert. Okay, so you need to take a little break. Cool. Take your break. Come back. Reevaluate. Reassert. Anyone who truly seeks an ultimate relationship with themselves, the Most High, peace in their lives, peace in other relationships, is a person who seeks growth, is a person who seeks inner understanding, wisdom, and is always looking for that next step. If you haven't allowed yourself to ask yourself, what's next for me? Is it possible that you have just allowed yourself to become content? Have you allowed your circumstances to make you forget about possibilities, to make you, to allow you to dream again? To know that you are the master of your destiny, to know that you can have anything that you want and that you desire. So now I think is the perfect time to get into our decks. All right, so first I'm going to dig into the African Goddess Rising deck and see what messages come out that we need to know from this deck. Next, from the Love Who You Are Oracle deck, another one of my favorites, the African American Tarot deck, which I'm going to pull some action steps. I feel like these cards that I pull are going to be actions. All right, so these cards are very beautiful and indicative of a lot of the things that I feel like you are needing, have been lacking, wanting, desiring, and is on the way, but it takes activation. So, what do we need to activate from the African Goddess Rising deck? I got Oshun, beautiful. Oshun, and I've been feeling a lot of Oshun lately, rocking with her, rocking with the vibes, rocking with the colors yellow and orange and all of that lower sacral type energy. Fearless Love, Oshun. Naked, Mami Wata. And Queen Nandi, Intuition. There's a lot coming to me with all of these cards. First of all, this is about self-love. This is about cherishing yourself on all levels. This is from taking care of your physical beauty to your emotional health, your emotional beauty, just changing and being intentional about constructing every element of your life, everything that adds to your beauty, inside and out. So I'm really feeling the emphasis on self-love, on routines with yourself, for time, for sleep, for pampering yourself, for fun. Also being open to love, being open to love, being open to help, being open to support. And this says fearless love, being fearless on who you are, no longer being ashamed, no longer hiding, making yourself small. Fearless love, love fearlessly. Love fearlessly, but with boundaries, so you're not getting the same outcomes or feeling like you're putting yourself out there. You know, you've learned these lessons. Now is the time to really cherish and establish those lessons through boundaries, actions of self-love, getting naked and vulnerable. I feel like this is getting naked, vulnerable with yourself. The team that's going to be coming to you to help you, to comfort you, to steer you in this right direction as you look at all the possibilities that you have, because you have many. You have many. Be open, be vulnerable, and allow yourself to be that with yourself. Allow yourself to be comfortable, to explore your thoughts without judgment, without fear of who's looking, who's watching, without wondering how it's going to affect you. Truly be true, one with yourself, naked with yourself, pure intentions with yourself. Feed yourself, nurture yourself. And as you do these things, the intuition is going to be magnified, because this is a period for you to trust your intuition, to trust your inner knowing, your inner desires. Some of you have a nag on your heart that you have not been able to get rid of. Now is the time to nurture that nag. Now is the time to explore whatever that nag is. See, it feels like it's been a nagging at your spirit, but it's a calling for fulfillment. It's a calling for you to open the door. That knock, that constant knock that's there. It's time for you to answer it. More confirmation, okay? Because this is about confirmation. This isn't about trying to predict someone's future. This isn't about trying to sell someone a dream. This is about confirming in your spirit, intuitive exercises, knowing when something is for you. Okay, so you're a little bit confused. You get the right message at the right time, letting you know that you can no longer prolong or avoid this. Become an alchemist, honey. Become an alchemist. Become a wonder hunter. And follow your bliss. So I'm really feeling like this time in your life is calling for you to be something, be different, do things differently than you have before. This is going to be difficult. It's going to take new habits. Okay, this is a process. This is a process. That's why I go back to that indefinite step of reevaluate and reassert. Because as long as you have hope and as long as you never give up, you're going to be guaranteed success. Follow your bliss. Become an alchemist, meaning that you have control of the situation. You put out there what it is that you want, especially when you put it out there on paper, along with the action steps. You become the alchemist. You tell the universe what you want. You've already been telling spirit what you want internally. Now it's time to let it go on the outside, so that the energies, the vibrations can come together and meet you. Meet you with that desire. Meet you with the things that you want. Become an alchemist. Become a wonder hunter. Seeking opportunities that might seem odd, not decisions that are hasty, haughty, or are not without caution. But being able to see opportunity in everything, being able to see the good side of everything, even if there's an unfortunate event, something that happens, something that throws you back, you can still look at the situation and be like, you know what? Well, at least, this didn't happen, or at least I can do this later, or, just have a different way about looking at things. Find happiness, find joy, find laughter, find wonder in the simple things. Chase opportunity, chase magic, chase curiosity, chase that childhood. Well, why? Question everything. Why? 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 Because that sparks and opens up your creativity, which opens up opportunity. And with opportunity, you can really become that alchemist. Follow your bliss. If you cannot hear any clearer the message of it is okay to follow, it is okay to do what it is that you desire, it is okay to fulfill yourself at this time. And I know that I hear many of you, well, I'm going through this endless court case, this divorce battle. I understand that. But it does not mean that you have to be immobile. You can still plan things. No matter how big or how small that step is, taking one step forward at a time guarantees success, no matter how big or how small, as long as you keep going. All right, and for the action steps that I got from the tarot, I got 6 of Wands. You're definitely going to be celebrating. There's definitely going to be a good outcome to all of this at the end. The Moon and the 8 of Wands. So with this, I'm definitely feeling someone who has sort of already had a plan. You've already had some plans in motion. You've already had an idea. You've already played around with some ideas and thoughts. You've already been sitting on something. You already have a trick up your sleeve is what I'm really feeling with this. You've been stuck with your emotions about it. Fantasizing, thinking about, well, if it doesn't happen, what if, what if, what if? This is a time to get with that part of your intuition that desires fulfillment. This is an intuitive exercise. This next step in your life. This next step in your life is um, testing. It's testing your trust and your faith. It's testing your belief, your confidence in yourself, because it's asking you the direct questions. What am I willing to do to fulfill myself? Am I willing to put the same energy into myself that I've put into other things? Careers, people, places that didn't benefit me. So this is a time of deep reflection. And it's okay to take your time, because a lot of us want to rush to these new steps. This is your journey. This is your walk. Take your time with this. Be intentional. Allow yourself to feel all the array of emotions, but also allow yourself the time to think with a clear mind. Because this is definitely a person who has been running a long race. I mean, battle after battle after battle after battle. Now is the time to finally think about what it is that I want. What's next for me? What's next in my life? I've done everything else to please everyone else. What is necessary? What do I want to do to please me? So I really hope that these messages has helped or encouraged someone today. If so, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what's next for some of you. What are some of the possibilities that you vision for yourself? And I'm going to be thinking about the same thing for myself. Until next time, be blessed.